All right, Coach Herm and Bart back with Stephen A. I'm going to start with you, Coach Herm. Do you have any issues with how Rodgers is going about his decision?
There's the badge for the Pro-Am. It's 15 minutes from where I live. So just to let you know, he's right around the street, and I'm going to go talk to him for Stephen A. to figure out what he's going to do. But go ahead. I'm sorry about the question.
Go sell the Jets. Go sell the Jets stands, Herm.
I love that. I love that. Do you have any issue with how Rodgers is handling his decision?
Look, we've watched this story for 3 years now. And I think it's getting to the point now, if you are the Green Bay Packers, you need to make a decision after the Super Bowl on where Aaron Rodgers is. Is he a part of your program? Is he not? And if so, you're probably going to trade him. They're not going to trade him to an AFC team or to an NFC team, excuse me. So that's going to probably be out of the mix. But I think we've watched this stormy romance long enough now. And I think if you're the Green Bay Packers, along with those players on that team, you're just tired. You've become tired. Look, the one thing I do know on our worldwide leader of networks, of what we do and all the, all the things we talk about, we always talk about the Dallas Cowboys, right? We're always going to talk about the Lakers. And we talk about Aaron Rodgers, that bad man. That's the three things we talk about. No matter what happens, we're going to talk about those three things. I'm exhausted trying to figure out what Aaron Rodgers is going to do. Stephen A's bad man, I get it. Where he's going to go, where's he going to play. If you're the Green Bay Packers, take a hold of this and say, you know what? Here's the deal. There's no more options. It's either A or B. What do you want? And be done with it.
Well, let me say this, a couple of things. Number one, on a show like First Take, for example, yes, we talk about the Cowboys a lot. Yes, we talk about the Lakers. Yes, we talk about Aaron Rodgers, but we talk about a whole host of other things. We've got 15 different segments per show. So let's keep that in mind. That's number one. Number two, I'm going to shock you with something I'm about to say, Coach. I'm going to shock you. Okay. I'm just as tired of this Aaron Rodgers story as you are. I really am. Let me tell y'all something right now. And I'm going to say this because we all know how much I love me some Aaron Rodgers. I think as a talent, he's one of the greatest quarterbacks, if not the greatest quarterback I've ever seen as a talent. But clearly his resume does not depict that. And what bothers me, what has gotten to the point where it bothered me, I'm not a friend of his. I don't know him like that. He's been very kind to me when we've met in the past. I love the guy. I marvel at his greatness. But I'm also disappointed at his lack of focus on the part of his resume that really, really counts. We talk more about where Aaron Rodgers is going to end up, whether he's going to stay in Green Bay or someplace else, than we talk about Super Bowls. It really would be nice to hear Aaron Rodgers say, I really want to talk about the Super Bowl because I got to get another one of these. I only have one. I'm disgusted. I'm hungry. All right, we know you deserve your money and you got your money. We know your greatness is not to be questioned. We know all of these things. But the fact of the matter is, in the tail end, as if this is the tail end, if this is the swan song, meaning he's only got a few years left, obviously, Aaron Rodgers is replicating Brett Favre more than anything. Remember how in the last few years of Brett Favre's career, every year was about whether or not he was going to play or retire? Remember that?
Yeah.
When we talked more about, is Brett Favre going to show up? When's his last game? Is this it for him? And all of this stuff. Instead of hearing from Aaron Rodgers, I'll be back. I'm coming back because, damn it, I'm starving for a title. We don't hear that. And that's what's got me disgusted, and that's why I completely agree with Coach Herm Edwards. If you're the Green Bay Packers, we're going to put an end to this. What you going to do? You know what I'm saying? We got this team, all right? This is what we doing. You stay in or you in or you out. You in or you out. And by the way, somebody needs to stand up. And before in the past, I thought they were disrespectful to him, and I still stand by that because they didn't give him the level of respect and deference he deserved. But since they've given it to him, he has somewhat abused it. You don't talk about winning enough. You don't talk about the trials and tribulations that are unnecessary that you've had to endure. And this franchise has had to endure because of you. We're talking about whether you're going to stay or go, whether you're going to go play somewhere else, or whether or not you're going to stay here. You understand? It's a problem because it doesn't seem like again, yeah, you tried to win, but the reality of the situation is you didn't make the playoffs. The reality of the situation is you didn't make the playoffs because the last game of the season with a game at Lambeau Field, you lost to the Detroit Lions. The fact of the matter is the year before that, you didn't win a playoff game because you lost on your home field, Lambeau Field, to the San Francisco 49ers and Jimmy Garoppolo. The fact of the matter is you ain't won a title since 2010. The fact of the matter is you haven't been in the championship game since 2010. But you want us to talk about you like you Tom Brady. Nah, bro. We need to talk about you and say, you're great. There's an expectation that comes with that greatness. And all of these other storylines are distractions from the biggest storyline of all. And that is, as phenomenally great as you are, you have not been the last one standing with that Lombardi trophy hoisted in the last 13 years. And you only have one championship on your resume. If Patrick Mahomes wins the Super Bowl, he'll have more than you. If Jalen Hurts wins the Super Bowl, he'll have as many championships as you. And he just got into this damn league. You've been here since 2005. It's approaching 20 years in the National Football League. You got one chip, despite how great you are. That is what the subject should be about Aaron Rodgers. And it's almost like all of these storylines are to distract us from that reality. So I agree with you, Coach.
I mean, listen, we always talk about it in football circles that production breeds tolerance, right? And now the production started to slip. I don't believe he threw for over 300 yards one game this year. So now maybe Green Bay is forced to look at the reality that the window.
Bart.
Right. So
he hasn't had a 300-yard game since last year, middle through the last season. He's going 21 or 22 consecutive games without throwing for 300 yards.
Right. So now that the production is slipping, then maybe now you can have a real conversation with yourself about, is it time to move on?
How much team success did they have? And I heavily emphasize the peak because I believe that's not everything, but it's a big part of what we're talking about when we talk about the greatest. It's not just how many seasons toward the end did they add on when they were still good, but like what heights did they reach and how long did they sustain those heights? And what I'm saying, Key, is throw out the stats because Mahomes slaughters Elway. It's not fair, but as I say, it's not fair. Let's compare era to era. Mahomes in 5 seasons as a starter is about to go to his 3rd Super Bowl, is about to win his 2nd MVP, and we will see what happens in the Super Bowl, but already has a Super Bowl championship. Elway, in 16 seasons, won 1 MVP, came in 2nd once, came in 4th once, came in 5th once. Okay, those are all his top 5 MVPs finishes. Mahomes is about to win his 2nd MVP. He's also been a top 3 times already. In his first 5 years, Mahomes' height is higher than Elway's height, who won the Super Bowl at the end when he was still good. He was Elway. He was always good. But he wasn't the great John Elway the same way he was early in his career. He got a running back, and they won behind that, largely. Key.
Oh, so you're telling me the helicopter didn't mean nothing against Green Bay?
No, I'm not. I just said he was still
because
good.
he got a running back. He got a running back that helped the offense engineer drives.
How many years did it take Elway to get to 2 Super Bowl wins? 16. Mahomes had the chance to do it in his 5th season as a starter.
And he may never win another and may never go to another.
It's possible he doesn't, but the concentration of excellence in Mahomes' prime already surpasses the concentration of excellence in Elway's prime.
Is Dan Reeves Andy Reid?
Is he Andy Reid? What do you mean? He's a great coach?
No, is he Andy Reid as a coach? Would you consider the late Dan Reeves as a...
I would put Andy Reid ahead of him.
Okay. All right. So coaching does matter sometimes too, right?
Of course.
Okay, I'm asking you.
But no one's arguing against Elway's greatness. Elway's a great quarterback.
You. So when you look at when he acquired or when he coached with Dan Reeves, so to speak, that's a different conversation because Andy Reid may decide to abruptly retire in 2 years, and then he's stuck with Matt Nagy.
It's possible.
So
we have to
think
see
about
that
it.
play out.
But
T.
you
You're saying I'm being premature in my evaluation. What I'm saying
no,
is
I am saying absolutely you are being premature.
Apples to apples. How are they even perceived in their own era? Every single year,
I bet you
Mahomes is a top MVP candidate. He's leading an all. He is higher in the hierarchy in his era than Elway was in his.
I just got a text from somebody. Tom Jackson says, "Get this dude brain checked."
About Patrick Mahomes?
About John Elway.
I have not said a word this whole segment.
Get this
and I have
dude
thoroughly
brain
enjoyed
checked.
every
About
second
John.
of it.
So Tom Jackson thinks Elway's better than Mahomes is.
Tom Jackson, call into the show right now. Call into the show, Tom.
Is it too early to put Mahomes in the top?